G'day and welcome to episode 85. In the last episode we left our camp spot in the low-lying southwest and headed into the mountains of the north, climbing up and over the 2,600 metre Zagari Pass to Ushguli. In this episode we explore a bit more of the Ushguli area before heading south.
That last little bit of the hill that Mark just went up looks so steep.
How's the drive up here?
It was beyond my anxiety levels.
This is the first spot we came to. We had heard that the road was impassable up here, but Troopy had other ideas, and because it's such an epic spot, we're just going to stick with this one. We lucked in with the weather.
And also I don't want to go back down the track again.
Well, this is it, we're here for good now. Jolie doesn't want to go back down. We had the best night's sleep last night. It was about, I think it got down to about 5 degrees in the tent, but we were pretty snug up there, which was good. Nice and peaceful. And yeah, woke up to this amazing view. Weather's turned it on a bit today again. It's a few scattered clouds, but when the sun comes through like it is now, it's beautiful temperature. We're going to go for a hike now over to this glacier on the left. There's also another glacier over to the right in that other valley, but I can't really see that one. So this one actually looks, I think, maybe the bigger of the two. And that grey face, which looks kind of like vertical rock, is actually the face of the glacier. So it's a bit dirty and dusty and sunburnt. That's why it's that grey colour. But we're going to go check it out. It actually looks a bit deceiving. I think that's quite high. But the walk down to it looks pretty easy from here. Nice stroll through the fields. And then after that we're going to start heading back down the valley to Mestir and then out, and it was to, hopefully we get to a hot spring this afternoon, which will be nice.
Might be a bit of a push, but
yeah, it's a couple of 100 kilometres, and the roads, I think the roads are paved from halfway down the valley, so I think we'll start to move a bit faster again. But George has turned the weather and the scenery on again today, so happy about that. Yeah, we're going to check it out.
glaciers before, like when we were trekking in Nepal. We've actually never stood right at the head of one, and it's quite intimidating really being this close to this big face of ice. It's like melting, it's moving, it's making a lot of noises. But yeah, it's really, really awesome to see it up this close. What do you think?
Yeah, it's pretty impressive. And I think, I could be wrong, but you look at the valley walls here on either side, and it looks like this is usually evidence that the glaciers retreated back up the valley. Which, I mean, with this heat and sun, it's not surprising. And just as we've been standing here, the sun has come around and started hitting the face. The amount of water coming off and rocks falling down has increased exponentially. So, yeah, I don't know about standing here in middle summer, in the middle of the day. I think there'd be a few big boulders coming down.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's good to see.
Yeah, it's really awesome.
I'm going to start heading back down the valley now. How was the walk?
It was really good. It was definitely starting to heat up a bit on the way back, but it was yeah, good. I think it was about an hour and 25 minutes each way. And yeah, pretty epic. It was like, I think this is one of our best camp spots that we've had so close to a glacier.
In Georgia.
In Georgia. Oh, I think it's pretty up there on the list.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
It's been a bit unfortunate, the timing of this trip compared to our last one, because of the winter coming. We kind of need to keep pushing forward. Oh, where am I going? And
Don't go down there.
so we don't have a lot of time to, as we did before, to kind of to explore the regions that we normally would a lot more. So there's lots of parts of Georgia which is a bit unfortunate, but we're just not going to have time to get to. Up in the northeast would have been amazing, up to Shkhara, and even just more through the centre and Tbilisi. So, but I mean, that's the nature of it, and we can always come back here again. We can hire four-wheel drives and come back and explore it later. So it's still good that we get to see some of it. But like this spot here, we could have happily stayed another night, just relaxed and enjoyed the sunshine. But thankfully, these hills here at the moment are just coming into winter, so everyone's prepping for the winter. So you'll see on a lot of the hills there's the hay getters when they're getting all the hay for the feed for the animals over the winter. So this track here in front of us is looks like it's freshly cut in up to where we've been staying, which I think is going to help Jolie's anxiety a lot, because it's much more mundane.
The track yesterday was a bit too steep for...
So we're allowed to go now, thankfully.
Yeah, so this one down so far has my ticket of approval.
You can see on this this slope just over in front of us, that's where they've got all the hay, and at the bottom of it you'll see when we go down there's the piles which kind of look like the ghost things out of Pac-Man. But, yeah.
Alright, let's go get some lunch.
Yeah. Ushguli, it is one of the highest
continually inhabited villages in all of the European continent. There you go. Add that one to your repertoire.
Waves are rocking him to sleep. He can still hear her heartbeat. Hidden secrets are hard to keep. He's still waiting, holding on through the night. He's still waiting, wishing time could make it right. He is waiting. Dawn is bringing morning light. He is waiting to end this fight. She's still waiting, holding on through the night. She's still waiting, wishing time could make it right. She is waiting. Dawn is bringing morning light. She is waiting. He's still waiting, holding on through the night. He's still waiting, wishing time could make it right. He is waiting. Dawn is bringing morning light. He is waiting to end this fight. Moon is watching shallow dreams. Hidden secrets are hard to keep.
I'm cooking some penne pasta and some tomatoes, capsicum, some garlic and some Danish feta, some olive oil, and then I'll just throw it on top of the pasta. Pretty easy but pretty delish. Yeah, we had a pretty big afternoon driving this afternoon. Well, Mark did, not really me. There were so many cows on the road, and also the road was like really windy. We just went down this valley that just like seemed like it was never going to end. And then yeah, so once we turned off to come to where we are now, there was just so many cows on the road, and like pigs and geese and just every single animal that you like, farm animal, even buffalo. We saw some buffalo. That was weird. But yeah, we got to this campsite just as it was going dark, so we'll show you it in the morning. But there's a sulphur hot spring just around the corner, and this beautiful creek just here, or river more like it, and it is crystal clear and just the most beautiful like green sort of colour. It's almost like an emerald green. Yeah, it's really pretty, so that'll be good to show you guys in the morning. But for now, I'm just going to finish cooking dinner along with all these bugs. There's so many bugs.
So many bugs.
And it's also raining.
We got the awning up. This is the new lights which I put in Armenia, which is good. The colour's good because it's not attracting the bugs too much. And obviously the awning's up, and they've got these guy ropes down to stop the pooling of the rain on the awning. As well, just put these clips on, which is working well. But looking forward to a feed.
And a shower tomorrow.
And a shower in the nice sulphur hot spring.
Yeah. That's it for this episode. Thanks for watching. If you like the episode, feel free to give it a thumbs up, and we'll see you in the next one where we head to Turkey. Bon appetit. See ya.